Nina besilo sanibonani babukele emakhaya nawo wonke umuntu obukele le video bengisacela mawumusha kule channel ucofoze usubscribe ubottom ulike ushare ucomment uvule notification ukuze uhlezi unotified ngakho konke okwenzeka kule channel.
Julius Malema is suing Ungizo Mchunu 1 million rand and demands a public apology for that statement that Ungizo Mchunu said on the 28th April 2026. Julius Malema, he received 60 million rand from a Nigerian drug dealer ukuthi protect abantu ababuya ngaphandle, illegal foreigners. So now the legal representative of Julius Malema, they are saying ukuthi Ungizo Mchunu must pay Julius Malema 1 million rand and within 24 hours and a public apology. Will Ngizo Mchunu apologize to Julius Malema? I doubt. But here's something that I want to say, my comment. Guys, did Julius Malema not insulted many people, especially Guma EFF press? The other day, Julius Malema, Ubaba Jacob Zuma, he also received some money from Uma Guptas. Jacob Zuma wamsu? No. He said to Guti, Herman Mashaba also received money. Did Herman Mashaba suit him? No. He also said to Guti, Cyril Ramaphosa received money for ECR 17. Did Cyril suit him? No. Kahle, what is a political statement in South Africa? Why ngathi case yaga Julius Malema yase East London ekugompo imenza ngathabe mteketeke? So Julius Malema, he must not be a crybaby, guys. Let's be honest. This guy, he must take what was said by Ungizo Mchunu as a political statement. Hence, I said earlier last month, EFF, it was built by Julius Malema, and it will also be destroyed by Julius Malema, because any person that touches March and March, and when they are pushing this movement, any person that touch anything that has to do with March and March becomes the enemy number one in South Africa, and the footy I will pay them. But yeah, you can let me know in the comment sections what you think about these revelations. Gareth Mnisi, the Tshwane CFO, was still continuing with his testimony at Madlang Commission of Inquiry. Lochani, Gubafana Msizalo. 20th April 2026. So, Gareth Mnisi today, English yake did not help him at all, because he was still continuing with his testimony, and it was straightforward, guys, because from what I've picked up from his testimony today, there's only two things that are going to happen to this guy when he finishes his testimony at Madlang Commission of Inquiry. Number one, he's going to lose his job at Tshwane as a CFO. Number two, he's going to be arrested for what? For a very simple reason: conflict of interest. Because advocate says, when you were sharing a purchase order with somebody outside the business, isn't that a conflict of interest? And that person is your friend. I want the answer of a yes or no. He didn't want to give a straightforward answer. He wanted to explain. So maybe asking any scholar, let me explain ukuthi maybe a conflict of interest ingena kanjani emsebenzini, because some of the people ngathi understand ukuthi a conflict of interest is a very, very serious contravention or serious case emsebenzini. So a conflict of interest occurs when your personal interest inside or outside activities conflict or compete with the company or the business objectives or principle. So usually those conflicts, they could include maybe financially, personal, time, it's a company. So there's certain principle of conflict of interest, for example. So as an employee, you must give your full best effort or full time to your work, and your employer must have your full attention. If ever certain things that you are doing outside, they interfere with your work, then it becomes a conflict of interest into your work. So number two, you must keep your personal business separate from your company's business. For example, kufana nokuthi ube nama side hustle owenzayo during the working hours, kufana nokuthi uthengise Forever, Avon, and or maybe uthola ukuthi you are photocopying business proposal or other clients, or using company assets, using the company facilities for your own businesses that you are doing outside. There is a conflict of interest. So you should not engage in outside business that diverts you or your time or your attention away from your duties, because usually that thing yenza ukuthi ungasakhona focus in your work. So if you have a side hustle, you should declare, and the following should be considered. Number one, the personal business may not be done on company time. So whatever you're doing outside, mele ungayenzi during the working hours. Your side hustle activities or your self-employment must be completely separately from your company's work. So if ever when the side hustle, you cannot be a consultant in a company and then at the same time a consultant company outside. And then the same clients that are competing with your company, you also want to push them with a for your business. And also your business cannot conflict or interfere with your regular responsibilities or duties. And don't use your company tools or equipment for your outside employments. For example, the tools or the company car to push your side hustle. That is a conflict of interest. You should not work for any company, suppliers, contractors, customers, or competitors without the prior full disclosure, because that is a conflict of interest. Angeke supplier your company, and then when you are working for them at the site, or you are sharing information to them. Does it make sense, guys? And then your part-time job, for example, it must also not aid a competitor in any way or compete with any company products or services. You understand? For example, let's say a company has tissue, and then now on your site, you want to make a site hustling to produce a tissue. It doesn't make sense. So many companies usually they would require their employees to declare conflict of interest like every year. But failure to do so is a serious contravention of misconduct. So usually abanye abantu they are saying when you are doing side hustle businesses or like those that you are doing besides your work, you are moonlighting or you are freelancing. So the reason I'm saying like this guy is going to be arrested. This guy, he was sharing like information that belongs to the Tshwane municipality with his friend. So, and it is something that people, they don't pay attention, guys. Now, it's very easy to be captured by a supplier. Once a supplier says to you as an employee, can you please give me your cell phone number? And niggas, you are captured. That's how most of the people are captured by the suppliers. Because if ever a supplier wants a certain information, they must send an email or ask for your landline number, work related. But once you share personal number, because it's easier. Let me make a practical example. How usually I'm a supplier capture people who are working maybe in the supply chain management, buyers, procurement officers, CFO and whatnot. A supplier figure, and then a supplier maybe let's say is looking for a procurement manager. A procurement manager yiko. Athi no ngicela ukuthatha ama number akho if ever nangibuya ungifonele bese whatsoever ngikhona ukwenza deal naye. Immediately once umnikeza your cell phone number, supplier layer, you save my cell phone number now. And then the next thing, view my WhatsApp status. The next thing, tumela ama laughing emojis. That's how you build a relationship with the suppliers. Then the next thing, send your invite to child's birthday, dinner, afternoon drinks, and then you become having that close relationship, and that person is supplying the company. And then after having that close relationship in your conversations, there's no way you can get the conversation without touching business's aspects of his supplier. So that's how a supplier captures most of the people that are working for a public sector. And then the next thing, if a supplier, maybe there's a new tender, you will be the first person to tell the supplier, no, there's a new tender that is coming. Maybe you must put in, I will speak to so and so in. Then this thing, it becomes a corruption now. You understand? So that's how a conflict of interest ingena, because Gareth means Yena no Sergeant Nkosi, they were having close relationship. They were even calling themselves, there was this term that they were using, Mfowethu. They were even calling themselves Mfowethu. So those people, they were so close to such an extent, this Sergeant Nkosi unama interest into kumathenda we Tshwane municipality, and uGareth Mnisi is a CFO who issue amathenda and is part of the BAC bid adjudication committee laba aba selected the best candidates or the best supplier. You understand? So there's no way with this person angahlala ukuthi friend you must do this, or this supplier equates so when you can do this. You understand? So if ever when lapha emakhaya you are having ama WhatsApp chats with ama suppliers, it's better to declare or you delete those phone numbers, because when the shit hits the fan, you will be the first person to be implicated, because you did not declare what you were in constant communications with the suppliers, and there is a conflict of interest. You cannot communicate with the supplier and you do not declare. It shows good like somehow now there's some